guys, I just want to talk today about sleep and make a quick little video because it's been really hot last night and I didn't sleep that well, and I woke up this morning and I went, I'm going to do a video about sleep. So a lot of people that I talk to that are having health issues have sleep issues, and you really need to get on top of your sleep issues if you want to get on top of your health issues. It's as simple as that. If you're not sleeping well, you're really going to have problems, or getting enough good quality sleep, you're really going to have problems with your health issues, and it's something that really needs to get sorted out. So I just want to talk a little bit about that. A lot of people often will have problems falling asleep. Some people will have problems, might not have problems falling asleep, they might have problems waking up, and waking up at different times of the night. So, you know, for example, some people say that they might wake up and they need to smash a banana, which can be a blood sugar regulation issue. So not actually eating a good quality food with some good quality protein 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep, or 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep, can be an issue. Because, I mean, you got to look at the function of sleep. Sleep is actually our body's way to restore, to renew the cells, to detoxify, and to make new cells. And really, our body does a lot while we're sleeping, and so we actually need a good energy supply while we are sleeping, so that we can actually, perform those functions, or our body can perform those functions. So often people will wake up and they'll have blood sugar level issues, and you might wake up and you might not feel hungry, but sometimes it can still be a blood sugar issue. Waking up between 2 and 4 p.m. or 2 to 4 a.m. can sometimes be a liver. In Chinese medicine, it's known as to be a liver issue, because that's when your liver's working the hardest. So if you're waking up between those times, sometimes it can be liver. It can also be cortisol. So your cortisol levels, if people are, adrenally fatigued or have adrenal issues, or are making too much cortisol, which is your stress hormone, that can actually play a big role in your circadian rhythms and your melatonin production. So that is also a big issue. So people might wake up and then not be able to get back to sleep, or the other way around, fire up, at 10 o'clock at night and do their best work and churn it out. And that can also be a sign that your cortisol levels are out of sync. So you might be actually making more cortisol at night rather than making your most in the morning, when we really should have the most being made in the morning. And then really struggling to get out of bed and not being able to function for quite a few hours, and really struggling through the day, and then all of a sudden feeling great in the afternoon, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then you're on fire, and then you get shit done, and then you go to bed at 2. So there's a lot of different sleep patterns, but they all mean something. So you can look at your sleep patterns and really figure out a lot of the time what's going on, and then go about addressing that. So it's not about there's a few things. Okay, quality of sleep is a big issue. So a lot of people go, I've got my 8 hours, but the actual quality of sleep they're getting isn't good. They might be disrupted. There's things like sleep apnea and other sort of breathing difficulties that can be an issue, like snoring and that type of thing. It might be that you're sleeping with a partner that snores. It could be that you've got kids and you're waking up in the middle of the night. That's a hard one. But the quality of sleep is really important as well. And going to sleep at a decent time and getting a decent amount of sleep. So a lot of people will function on 4 to 5 hours sleep a night, and I'm really sorry, but that is not enough. So anything less than 6 hours is actually going to cause stress on the body. And some people often, I know I personally function best on about 7.5, 8 hours sleep a night, and I really need to make sure I get it. you need to make sure you get to bed at a decent time. So none of this. Last night was a bit of an exception. I went to bed quite late because it was so damn hot. But normally I try to get to bed and be in bed asleep by 10:30 at the very latest. I really like to be in bed asleep before then, but sometimes I understand it doesn't always happen, but that is my goal. And that really should be your goal too. So getting to sleep before at a decent time, because you know, the later you go to bed, it really does stuff up your rhythms as well. And especially in summer, you know, like it's light at 5 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning, and so you will naturally start to wake up, so you're actually already reducing the amount of time that you're going to get to sleep. Creating a good sleep environment is really important, so making sure that your bedroom is a desirable place to go to bed. Like, have you got nice linen? Have you got a good pillow that's comfortable and is going to support your neck? I use an eye mask. I use earplugs. Last night I had a fan blaring. Making sure that you've got adequate airflow. Using things like essential oils before you go to bed can also be really good. So things like lavender oil, put it in diffuser. You can put a few drops on your pillow to help you relax. Having a ritual, I think, as well before you go to bed. So, you know, doing a certain set of things, which probably most people do, but really being quite methodical about it. You know, you might start to, and screen time is a big part of this. So the light from the screens, which are now a lot of people are cottoning on to, can actually be really disrupting to your circadian rhythms again, because the white light from your screens, or the blue light that they call it, can actually inhibit your melatonin production. So getting an app, or now a lot of the iPhones and iPads and Apple products now have a setting in, it's in general settings or something like that, where you can actually put it into nighttime mode and the blue light gets blocked. There's an app called Lux, which is a really good one that you can download to actually filter it. You can also get glasses to filter the blue light, which are like yellow lenses. For people that are having real sleep problems, you know, that wouldn't be too far-fetched to try and do that. So that if you do have to be on a screen, you know, you're really blocking out not just the light from your computer, but also the light from, you know, the TV and from the other appliances that are blue that emit blue light in your house. Switching off electronic devices in your room, so putting your phone onto night mode or aeroplane mode, switching off your Wi-Fi if you can, unplugging your electronic devices, like doing as much as you can to actually create a good environment for you to have productive sleep is the aim of the game. And then stress management is a huge factor, especially when we're talking about cortisol levels. So stress isn't just emotional or psychological stress, which is a huge part of it, especially because now we're living such busy lives and we're constantly bombarded with technology and with, you know, work and emails and all of that. That is a huge part of it, but it's also, you know, nutritional stresses. So it could be nutritional deficiencies. Magnesium is a big one. You know, some of the B vitamins like B3 and B12, environmental stresses, environmental toxins that you're ingesting and your body is actually having to work harder to detoxify. They can all be things that cause stress in your body as well. And then, of course, we're talking about diet. So eating enough fruit and vegetables so you're not getting any nutritional deficiencies. I read the other day that the Australian government had put a document out in 2016, and only 95% of Australians are not getting enough fruit and vegetables, and that's the recommended daily intake of 5 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit, and 95% of Australians are not getting enough. So getting your diet, like cleaning up your diet, getting in more greens. So, you know, often you might be deficient in, you know, lots of different nutrients, and they might not be a massive deficiency, but enough to actually disrupt your sleep, and disrupt your liver production or your liver capabilities, so that you are waking up in the middle of the night. And I touched on this before, regulating your blood sugar levels. So eating, regular meals during the day. So making sure you get a good breakfast, whatever time that is for you, or eating consistently in the day, like not waiting to eat at 5 o'clock. Some people, get up and don't eat till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. No. Being consistent and regular so that your blood sugar levels are stable, so that then at night you're eating a meal, you're getting home, you're eating a meal that's got some good quality protein in it, and you're not going to have a blood sugar level crash in the middle of the night. That's a big one. A boiled egg can actually be really helpful. Sorry, vegans. Can actually be really helpful to eat maybe half an hour before you go to bed, because some of the amino acids in the egg can actually be quite beneficial for helping you sleep. Caffeine, I'm sorry, I know lots of people love their coffee, maybe you need to switch to an organic decaf, but caffeine, especially if you have a lot of elevated cortisol or you've got adrenal issues, there's a lot of reasons that caffeine can actually really disrupt sleep. So if you are a big coffee drinker, or you're waking up in the morning and you feel like you need that caffeine hit to get you going, then maybe you need to consider getting off it, because coffee has its benefits, but if you're relying on the caffeine to give you your up and go, then you really need to reconsider. And of course, caffeine actually stimulates more cortisol production, so it's a little bit of a vicious cycle. There's also caffeine in tea, don't forget that. There's also caffeine in dark chocolate or in chocolate. So eating chocolate at night can cause issues. Drinking tea at night can cause issues. Like, switch to herbal teas, start having chamomile teas, like teas that are calming, that are going to get you into that calm state before you go to bed. And then lastly, booze. I want to talk about alcohol, because alcohol is a big one. Lots of people have their, they might have their caffeine in the morning, which is their uppers, and then they have their glass of wine or a beer at night, which is their downers. And lots of people are on the uppers and then on the downers, and this is another big problem. So if you're coming home and having a glass of wine midweek, especially, to calm down and to relax, and you might argue that, yes, it helps me get to sleep. Well, it might help you actually fall asleep, but it is not going to help your quality of sleep. Full stop. Sorry. So cutting out the alcohol, especially during the week, and cutting out the amount of intake is going to also help with your sleep. If you are having sleep issues, I really challenge you to go and do a cleanse and cut out the caffeine and cut out the alcohol and really see how you feel and get your body functioning optimally. Really make a commitment to it, because sleep is just so important, and you need to get out of bed and bounce in the morning. We've all got stuff to do, and we've all got things that we want to achieve, and I really think sleep is such a major player in that. And if we're not getting enough sleep, it's really going to be, it's going to ruin us. So that is all I have to say. If you have any questions or any, comments, please write in the comments below, or please feel free to message me and ask any questions that you want to know. Okay, I hope you have a beautiful day and sleep well. See ya.